I've set you on.
Right.
Got it.
Can we be sensible now?
No.
Good
Morning,
morning,
Dave.
Joel.
Good morning, Dave.
Morning.
Trevor.
Everybody.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Morning, all.
Trevor will be getting himself all ready for the big match tonight.
But against the mighty Sunderland,
Yes.
it seems as though every team we play is called the mighty. I don't know whether that makes them good or us bad. I suspect the latter.
Technical question for you, aficionados and football. What's this? Klopp keeps referring to playing between the lines or running between the lines. What's between the lines mean?
I think it means like the lines of defenders, like you get a 4-4-2.
Right.
So between the two fours,
Yes.
you want someone to run between those two lines of four.
To pull them out of shape.
Yeah,
I see.
I think that's what they mean.
It makes sense. Makes sense.
It
There's
does.
another one, a cricket term. I'll think of it in a minute that they keep referring to, and I really am into this T20 competition. Some lovely cricket, but there's a couple of terminology that they're using that I don't understand. I can't get into the modern idiom of we don't have batsmen anymore. We have batters. I
Batters.
thought batters were at fish shops, you know.
Yeah.
Or Les Battersby. Yeah.
Oh,
That's only if you accept the change.
Yeah.
I met Les Battersby, so to speak, at a
Yeah.
Didsbury pub called the Three
Wazzicks.
Wazzicks, maybe. It wasn't the Three Nuns, it was the Three something or other. And it was an enormous place. But
Yeah.
he was clearly the big I am at 5'6", you know. Not a very pleasant man.
About as big as James Cagney, who was a big man.
Yeah. It was about a month or two before he got some bad press and was tweaked off. Sorry,
Yeah.
Ollie.
That's after he met you.
Yeah, that's it. You see, once you've met me, you're doomed. You're doomed.
You're doomed. You're all doomed.
You're all doomed. Right.
We're late on parade a bit today, aren't we? What's going on?
Right. I'll dish out a bit of
Jolson.
first then. Brian's got to go and meet the FA regional director, so
They've caught up with him
yeah, eventually.
all those years.
The sweet.
Dave Tipper's taking part in a indoor bowls competition,
Never.
but Paul is the best excuse of the lot. He's rung up this morning to say that someone's hacked his laptop and demanded a ransom.
No.
Who's this? Who's the,
All the biscuit.
all the bis- Never.
Well, I mean, I've said to him, in all probability, it won't be real. All they'll be trying to do is to get into his laptop to try and steal information off it rather than
Fishing.
actual hacking.
Yeah.
They demanded a ransom of 70 bitcoins. And
Spurs are sacked the manager.
He offered 3 golf club biscuit wrappers.
so anyway, he contacted the police and they've taken all the details and told him to go down to the Apple shop at Meadow Hall, which is where he was on his way to get them to look over it to see whether there's any
Security breach.
stuff on it. But I mean, I don't know about the rest of you. I get loads and loads of emails that I just mark them as spam because
Yeah. Yeah. Loads.
The important thing is to mark them as phishing. If you mark them as phishing, then they will disappear eventually. But just
Right.
saying they're junk or spam is
No.
not enough.
No, spam, mine gets rid of the spam.
Yeah,
Does it?
yeah.
Yes. I haven't got a phishing option.
Yeah.
Happens Dave might
Yeah, Dave
have.
has, yeah.
Yes. But it's
But,
so irritating, isn't it? All these spoof calls, spoof texts. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
it really.
Morning, Keith.
I
Morning.
I
Morning,
recently,
Keith.
I recently,
Morning, Chris.
I recently updated my the annual sort of outdoing Sky with its subscription by saying, "Oh, I'm moving to somebody else," and blah blah blah. And the deal they've given me is quite good, but they said, do you need any telephone? I said, no, only I need the line, obviously, for the broadband, but I don't use it. I've disconnected. He said, well, why is that? I said, because the only calls I get on the landline are from bloody Sky. And all these people saying, oh, you're about to be arrested because you've not paid your tax, or this spoof calls. So trying to get into your account. So just disconnect it. So do I. So do I, said the Sky bloke. But there you go. Sorry about that.
Anyway, but that's Paul the Biscuit's excuse for not being here. He's on his way to Meadow Hall
Gone fishing, there's a sign upon his door.
to sort out his phone or his laptop, should I say?
It sounds like a plot from a John Grisham
It does.
novel.
Yeah.
When he gets there, he meets up with a lawyer who connects him to. Yeah, it's a plot
Yeah.
line. Yeah.
Yes. Well,
John Grisham was on the One Show the other night. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah.
yes, Dave.
I think David Redfern gave his apologies last week as well.
Yes.
He won't be
All
here
right.
with us this week.
Right. So it could just be the Magnificent 10 then. So
I don't know about that.
Which one of us is Bo Derek? Yeah.
Well, I hope the opposition bring another player, then we can have 11 aside, can't we?
Yeah.
we'll have to. We can win with 10 men. We've
Just
Just like Villa did.
behind Dave.
In fact, Sue's just walked past Dave. She,
She can play goal.
in goal, that's it.
She used to be goalkeeper in hockey, so
Did she? Oh, well.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a dangerous game to be goalie in.
It definitely, I was goalie. I was
got-
goalie.
Cricket ball or hockey balls glancing off my eyebrows,
Explains a lot then, Ian, doesn't it?
It
It
does, yeah.
Yeah.
If you'd have been
Yeah,
Dennis
some of them-
Seeley, you wouldn't have had a problem. Yeah.
Yeah. Some of them didn't glance.
What do you reckon?
So just an update on Big Paul. I saw his brother last week, and although his brother was saying there's still not that much happening, I believe they finally got him into the spinal unit.
Good.
And so we'll start to work. But one thing his brother did say was that Paul had mentioned a couple of times he'd felt a tingling in his arms.
Good.
Good.
So that might be an indication that at least something's happening. I think they were put back a bit when the doctor just came. The registrar came up and saw him, and literally the first question he asked him, straight out of the blue, was, "Would you like to be resuscitated if you have a heart attack?" No preamble, no nothing, just hit him straight.
Sensitivity of a brick.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
So he got up.
That's not uncommon, that. That's not uncommon.
No, I'm afraid it isn't.
No.
no, it's not, and it was the same with Sue's dad.
It was the same with Jenny's mum.
Yeah.
Twice we said, no, definitely, she needs resuscitating. And twice more, they came back to her doctors saying, "Do you need resuscitating?"
Yeah, and I had a
Yeah.
meeting with them, and it didn't make any difference.
As my spokesman says.
Yeah.
Is she playing in goal
so-
as well?
Oh yeah. Oh, she's making cake and tea.
I had my
So-
virtual lemon drizzle
Lemon
cake.
drizzle. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
brilliant.
So that's a big update on Big Paul, and Dave's son, Steve. Any further news, Dave?
He was sat in the chair watching television yesterday when I went to visit him. And he did seem to recognise me a lot more than he has done. So it seems to be moving in the right direction.
Good.
Once
That's
he's
good
breathing on his own, they're referring him to the stroke rehabilitation unit at Royal Hallamshire. So
Right.
that was up to yesterday. Visiting.
Fingers crossed.
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah. So, John, have you any?
I've got no updates for anybody. Nothing new since last week.
Okay. So
How are you
Unless
doing,
you want-
John? How are you
I'm-
doing, John?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right,
Good.
apart from the usual. But I'm generally, health wise, I'm doing okay. I'm feeling a lot better.
Did you have any luck getting through to Mr. Davidson?
No, I've not had time.
Okay.
I've been
All right.
I've been busy, but I will phone him in the next 24, 48 hours. But thank
Any
you.
any problems? Contact me.
I
Obviously.
will. Yeah, thank you. But I will give him a ring. It's just been a bit hectic.
Yeah, totally
And-
understand. Yeah.
as you're aware, John and myself went to see the tribute act at the Fairway pub last week. Doris Day and Elvis Presley And
Uh-huh.
in person. Although it might,
Yeah. Well, he looked like Elvis would do now.
in a coffin. Yeah.
Dead.
Yeah.
I remember when Elvis died. Somebody,
Yeah.
had, the troop passed his coffin and they spoke to this girl, and this said, "What did you think?" She says, "Oh, I thought he looked poorly."
Yeah.
That's
But,
true. That's true.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
dancing girl was brilliant though, wasn't she? Rachel, the dancing girl, she got some tremendous moves.
Pole dancer. She Polish.
No, he had a fan there, and it was embarrassing, really. But hey ho.
Was it Gary?
Eh?
Was it Gary who was Elvis?
Yes.
Yes.
You know him, do you?
Well,
You're going to
we
tell me
know,
he's your brother. He's a close friend, and you're going to embarrass us.
no. It's just that when Sue's mum was in the nursing home, she got to know Gary and what's her name? now?
Laurie.
Yeah, very well. Because they used to come down there, as did Paul Anthony as well. Do you know Paul Anthony? Who
No.
does? He's a singer on the club circuit.
Yeah.
But we saw him up there at the Fairway just before lockdown. Him and another chap were doing the Everly Brothers.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You've
yeah.
got to be
Brilliant.
good to do the Everly
Really,
Brothers.
really good. Yeah.
That's a challenge.
Definitely is. But Laurie Brown, who was Doris Day, wasn't a very good Doris Day. But I've seen her do Vera Lynn.
Vera Lynn, yeah.
And Vera Lynn, she's excellent.
Yeah, she used
And
to do
she's
that
there
down
next
at the home.
Monday. Yeah.
Yeah.
You what, Dave?
She used to do that down at the home where Sue's
Yeah,
mum
she
was.
does a very good Vera Lynn.
Yeah.
To be fair, John, though, Doris Day never did a very good Vera Lynn.
She didn't, you're right, yeah. Dead right.
But she was a better Doris Day than he was Elvis. I
Yeah.
mean, it got
It got one move, or was it half a move?
yeah,
That one in front of the stage.
yeah. But
Down on half a knee.
I mean, his voice wasn't unpleasant, but it was just nothing like Elvis. Johnny better as Elvis than what he ever was.
They're entertaining though, aren't they?
I mean,
That's right. They're entertaining. They were. They were.
for £13.50, he got a carvery, a dessert, and the entertainment. So you can't.
And Michael Jackson on the table.
Oh yeah, and that was the other thing. We had Michael Jackson sat next to us on the table.
Did he look very well?
He was
How'd
a
it-
poorly.
For
Yeah.
90, he looked great. He couldn't moonwalk anymore, though.
I would have to have left.
I
Me
was
too,
handcuffed to
Chris.
Keith.
They did a chorus of them bones, them dry bones.
I mean, it was remarkable. It made us laugh anyway because they got all the tables labelled up with your name on the booking, and we were sat almost at the end of the table, and right at the end was a label that said Jack ×1. So this guy come in and they showed him to his seat, and he said, "My name's." So he said, "Hello, Jack," and he said, "Oh, my name's not really Jack." I said, "Oh, what is it?" So he said, "Michael Jackson." So given that we were here to see Elvis and Doris, it seemed appropriate. He wasn't wearing a glove though, was he? He didn't have a monkey with him.
Was this a post-COVID PR thing?
Nightmare.
So,
It was the first time that they'd done one of these concerts since COVID. So
we're still in COVID.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, since they relaxed the restrictions somewhat.
But they're having to try very hard to get the custom back, and the ingenuity is coming out, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, I would say Sue, Jenny, John, and myself were definitely in the top 6 youngest people. So,
well done.
It was
well done, very well.
It was a pleasant afternoon.
Yeah, well done.
It
Very
was.
Well, well
You got
done.
to be able to age after.
Right.
You got to
So,
be able to age.
sorry.
Well done, you, for supporting them.
No, well,
Yeah.
we will move not so swiftly on. It's news of the week. News of the week.
News of the week.
And unfortunately, after talk of hospitals and resuscitation, news of another death of in the footballing world, Walter Smith, at the age of 73. As a player, he had 2 spells at Dundee United, in between with a short spell at Dumbarton, but an injury cut short his playing career. He went on to coach at Dundee United before taking charge of Scotland under-18s and under-21 teams, and then went on to assist Alex Ferguson at the 1986 World Cup in Mexico, before moving to Rangers as assistant to Graham Souness. He succeeded Souness in 1991 and went on to win 13 major titles in 7 years, 7 league titles in a row, in fact. He then moved to Everton for 4 seasons before being sacked in 2002. Briefly at Manchester United with Alex Ferguson at the helm, Smith was appointed manager to Scotland in 2004 and took the team 70 places up the FIFA World Rankings. After a good start to the Euro 2008 qualification campaign, he resigned in 2007 to return to Rangers, where he won another 8 trophies and guided the club to the 2008 UEFA Europa Cup final before retiring in 2011. 21 trophies at Rangers, 10 league titles, 5 Scottish Cups and 6 League Cups was his record. He was the second most successful manager in Rangers history after Bill Struth. If anybody ever heard that name, don't ring a bell with me.
No.
Quick question though, back to the 2008 UEFA Europa Cup final. Who did they lose to? Anybody remember that bit?
Barcelona?
No.
Don't know.
A country where it's not very usual to get a finalist. big country.
Yeah.
I'll put you out of misery. Zenit St. Petersburg, apparently.
Ah,
They lost 2-0.
I was going to say Russia.
In the Premiership, there were wins for Burnley over Brentford.
Hang on.
Dave, just to mention to you and the group that during that period of time when Walter Smith was at Rangers and they won 7 in a row, that's the era that Alan Hodgkinson was the goalkeeping coach to Walter Smith.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And so he and Walter were exceptionally close, both professionally and as men. And Walter Smith did attend Alan's funeral as well.
that's nice.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah. Forgot about Alan being up there.
No problem.
Colin Blandy's trying to join us, but he keeps disappearing. So we might well get Colin in a moment or two.
We've got a full team then.
Yeah.
Subs.
Like we're playing 4-4-2.
Between the lines.
Sorry, Dave, I interrupted.
Right. In the Premiership, there were wins for Burnley over Brentford, Arsenal at Leicester, where Aaron Ramsdale made a super stop, earning praise from Peter Schmeichel, who said it was the best save I've seen in years, apparently. Shock at the Etihad as Palace beat Man City, while Chelsea won at Newcastle, Southampton at Watford, and Dirty won at Norwich. West Ham won at Villa to move up to 4th.
Is there any point?
Man United won at Spurs, which saw Nuno Espirito Santo get the sack yesterday. The only draw came at all places at Anfield, where Liverpool 2-0 up at one stage were pegged back to 2-2 after an impressive display by Brighton.
Yeah.
The draw,
Sorry, it wasn't impressive display by Brighton. It was apathy by Liverpool in the second half. Appalling. Carry on.
The draw with Liverpool 3 points.
I'd buy some of Liverpool's appalling, don't worry.
Yes.
I'd buy it.
Yeah, we can.
We dream of being that appalling.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't take much.
I mean, yeah, we really can trump that. We absolutely battered one team for 70 minutes and then looked like we'd never played football for the last 20 after they scored.
Well,
that was generous. They didn't look as though they'd seen a football pitch.
Well, Clip Clop apparently, I'm told, was particularly disappointed in Canate and VVD's attitude. Their body language, he said, was not good. So that's something wrong there in the middle of the centre backs. Very odd. Having smashed Man U and to sort of be 2-0 up in the first half in next to no time and just completely capitulate. It was appalling. And I'm unanimous in that.
Yeah. No.
Anyway, that draw left Liverpool 3 points behind leaders Chelsea.
Shut up.
And in last night's game,
How many?
Shut up. Get on with the next topic. You're boring me already.
In the Championship, there was another win for Coventry.
Yes, indeed.
Well done, the Blues.
Leaving them in 4th. Fulham beat West Brom to remain 2nd. West Brom, despite the defeat, remained 3rd, while Bournemouth won at Reading to remain 5 points clear. In the First Division, wins for Plymouth left them top, and Wigan moved up into 2nd with their win, with Wickham only drawing. Forest Green in the 2nd Division could only draw but remain top, Wins for Port Vale and Northampton kept them second and third respectively.
What about Rotherham in League One? Yeah,
Hooray!
Oh,
Local sport, local sport.
yeah, sorry, mate, sorry.
In the women's FA Cup semi-finals, there were 3-0 wins for Arsenal against Brighton and for Chelsea over Man City. And that's the football bit. Goal.
Boreham Wood are top of their league, by the
Are
way.
they?
really?
Yeah, just thought I'd throw that in. Won twice since the Chesterfield defeat. Just thought I'd throw in about my second team.
Yeah, yeah.
I've included that in, I know it's not local, but it mixes in with Chesterfield and the local, so I will go and mention them for you.
I'm sure you were there. I'm sorry I've beaten you to it. Sorry.
That's all right.
Good morning, Colin.
Yeah, morning, Colin.
Dave, could you send us your script before you brief us? Then we'll know when not to interrupt.
It's not to discuss, isn't it? It doesn't matter when it's discussed. It's just to let you know I am thinking about your size, that's all.
Good on you.
I don't try to put everything in, see what people have watched and get your views as well. I just try to...
I actually think you put too much in, talking about Liverpool 3 points behind. You could have cut that out. You see, if you'd sent us the script, we could have edited it.
Well, it tells it as it is.
But you have to twist the knife now and again.
Keep you alert.
As soon as we get it, practically every other week.
Yeah, see, Liverpool were in Doctor Who, weren't they?
Sorry?
Anfield was in Doctor Who, the first episode.
Yeah, yes, it was.
Yeah. Makes you sick, they're everywhere.
And I wish I knew how they moved that house, because there's a few around here I'd move.
Right.
Goal.
You don't make enough.
Australian Lucas Herbert held off Patrick Reed to win the Bermuda Championship. A nice little first prize of $1 million and an invitation to the Masters and the PGA Championship. Very nice if you can get it.
It's a good life if you don't weaken. If you're on the golf tour, my goodness, you're in a different world, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cricket. The T20 World Cup continued at the Super 12 stage, with South Africa beating the West Indies by 8 wickets with 10 balls to spare. Pakistan beat New Zealand by 5 wickets, 8 balls left. England beat Bangladesh by 8 wickets with nearly 6 overs to spare. Namibia beat Scotland by 4 wickets with just 5 balls left, so very close. And Australia beat Sri Lanka by 7 wickets with 3 overs to spare. Getting closer to the end of the match, West Indies beat Bangladesh by 3 runs. Pakistan beat Afghanistan by 5 wickets with 6 balls left. While in another very close game, South Africa beat Sri Lanka by 4 wickets with just 1 ball left. No close game between England and Australia, as England annihilated Australia, reaching 126 for 2 in reply to 125 all out in 11.4 overs. Afghanistan beat Namibia by 62 runs. New Zealand beat India by 8 wickets with over 5 overs left. And then in England's last game, they beat Sri Lanka. The last game they played, they have got another game left, yeah. And England beat Sri Lanka by 26 runs and all but guaranteed them a place in the semis.
Dave, can I ask the cricket guys a question? In the 2020 and the ODI, there's a power play, yeah? And I think it's signified by the umpire winding his arm around, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I saw one match where I think it's in the T20, they have 6 overs of power play. And when it was over, the umpire wound his arm again. Is there another power play in 2020?
No, that's just to signify it's over, finished.
So he does it before and after, does he?
Yeah.
And if he does it before, he definitely does it after it's finished.
I thought he did it before to signify. Why would you signify an event's ended rather than? Oh, anyway, never mind. Thank you for
If
answering.
you don't tell them, they'll think it's still going on.
Scorers need to know.
Yeah, and I mean, there's still restrictions even after the power play. You can't have any more than, is it 5 people outside the circle?
Yeah.
You're gonna have 4 in it.
And that's a batting power play. Is there a bowling power play?
No.
I'm sorry,
You're beginning to sound like Paul ODI, yeah?
Well, I think I'm confused.com or something, because I've got gremlins in here who keep telling me that there were things like that in years gone by. I'll go back to sleep now.
I see that Alan Davidson, the great Australian all-rounder, died, and and he would have been he would have loved one-day cricket, because a great bowler, fast medium bowler, and a very aggressive batsman.
Yeah.
That's sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, these wickets that they're playing on, they look like our garden after I've rolled it a million times.
Including that red and white gnome.
Including the red and white gnome.
That's the umpire, knit.
Keith, I see you're in a different room today. You haven't got a halo around your head as you did last week. Oh, there it is, yes.
It's moving about to make you think you've got more than one room.
Got Lowry behind him.
Yes.
I've got Lowry behind me today, yeah.
He's in Salford.
Yeah.
His loft goes all the way to Salford.
No, it doesn't. Doesn't quite reach that far.
And that's George Lowry, the former Newcastle, Arsenal and Coventry forward of the late 40s and 50s, early 50s.
All right. Wow.
These Zoom meetings are deteriorating, aren't they? Let's be honest. We are scraping the barrel.
Yes,
Carry
indeed.
on, Dave.
Hello.
Finishing off with the cricket, England lead their group, clear of South Africa and Australia in 2nd and 3rd places, while in the other group, Pakistan are top with Afghanistan in 2nd place. India, one of the favourites, are struggling with 2 defeats, leaving them 2nd from bottom, just above Scotland, and facing elimination.
Time to go home.
Rugby Union, there were wins for Exeter at Gloucester, Wasps at Bath, Bristol at London Irish, and Worcester against Sale. In a high-scoring game at Northampton, the Premiership leaders Leicester Tigers beat the Saints by 55 points to 26 and extended their lead to 8 points and maintained their 100% record. 3rd place Saracens faced 2nd place Harlequins, and trailing 19 points to 9 at half-time, the Saracens stormed back to win by 29 points to 22 and move up to 2nd place ahead of Harlequins. English women's team, they thrashed the world champions New Zealand by a record score of 43 points to 12. Though to be fair to New Zealand, it was their first game in almost 2 years as a result of COVID. Racing, the big race of the weekend was the Grade 1 Ladbrokes Champion Chase at Down Royal, where Froden, ridden by Bryony Frost, saw off some of the best steeplechasers in Ireland to win by 3/4 of a length from Galvin.
Yeah. Was his instructions to let it go, let it go?
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
You did say it was called Frozen, didn't you?
Froden.
Oh.
Another tablet, Keith. Get another tablet.
You've not had your tablet this morning, Keith, have you?
Tumbleweed connection.
Yeah.
Elton John.
Indeed so.
It must affect you if you're 6'9" tall, you know. Your head's in the clouds all the time, you know.
Yeah. Go on then, Dave. Sorry.
Frost has now won 10 races on the Paul Nicholls trained Proden, and the horse could now run at Kempton in the King George VI chase. Boxing, a 15th successive victory for Northampton-born boxer Chantal Cameron saw her become the unified world light welterweight champion after a points win over American Mary McGee. Just get this in tennis. Britain's #1 Cameron Norrie squandered 3 match points at the Vienna Open to Felix Auger.
Vienna.
The Canadian 3-6 down to Norrie on the second set tiebreak, won 5 successive points to win 8-6, and then went on to win the deciding third set. Norrie had a better day in the first round of the Rolex Paris Masters with a 2-set victory over the Argentinian Federico Del Bonis. There were, however, defeats in the first round for Andy Murray and Dan Evans. And Emma Raducanu dumped out of the Transylvania Open 6-2, 6-1 to Marta Kostyuk of the Ukraine. And that just ties it up nicely on before.
Right, yeah, we're less than a minute to go, so we'll wrap up the first half, and
thank you, Dave.
We'll get back, and we'll just got some more local news to go at it, haven't we, Dave?
Yeah, just the local sport to finish off. Yeah.
Do I need to come in for that then?
Yeah, I'll get my handkerchief ready.
We'll see you shortly. See you in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep.